Okay, Chapter 4. I expected to be greeted at the creaky old gates by Halloween Town residents who are always eager to pepper Jack and me with questions or whenever we return from our travels, but today the town square is strangely empty. Jack, Luna, and I wander down the main street, peering curiously up at the closed-lip buildings. Where is everyone? I ask hesitantly. A quick search tells us that the ghosts are absent from the graveyard. The town's children, Mummy Boy, Corpse Kid, and the winged demon can usually be found playing catch in the courtyard with rotted jack-o'-lanterns, but there's no sign of them now. The Witch Sister's apothecary is empty. I need water. Luna's eyes are wide as silver dollars, and I can't tell if she's frightened or fascinated by our hanging cages, rusted chains, and windows that watch like lidless eyes. My insides twist into knots as I worry that bringing Luna here might have been a mistake. As apprentice, she's my responsibility now. I want to show her the best of Halloween Town, not an empty graveyard, or worse. What if something terrible happened? Jack taps his pointed finger on his chin as his brow furrows. This is certainly a conundrum. A bark comes from the distance of Spire Hill, and in another moment, a ghost dog with a pumpkin lantern nose soars over the rooftops to float around us, with a happy, wagging tongue. Hello, Zero, I exclaim, as the ghost dog wags behind my cloth legs. Waves behind my cloth legs. I'm certainly glad to see you. Where is everyone? Zero barks and flies over to the oozing well towards town hall, where my ears finally detect the rising and falling voices of people arguing, followed by the heavy clunk, yes, clunk, clunk, clunk of the mayor's gavel. Was a meeting scheduled for today? I asked Jack, eyes wide. His skull creaked, crack, creak, crack. His skull creaks as it swivels back and forth. The three of us quickly quicken our steps towards Town Hall's staircase. The cavernous room echoes with growls and moans as the town residents argue. Everyone's here. They packed each seat and spill out into the aisles. Mr. Hyde rattles his chains, groaning something I can't make out since Behemoth is wailing so loud. On stage, the mayor Yeah, the mayor perches on his precariously high stool, bellowing through his megaphone for everyone to quiet down. His head spins around to the tooth-chattering grimacing side. Next to him stands a man we've never seen before, wearing a wide-brimmed, buckled hat, an old black suit with a white collar that swallows his shoulders. Yeah, that's right, swallows his shoulders. White stockings raised all the way to his knees. That's how some citizens in Thanksgiving Town dress, I think. Who is he, and why is he on stage? What's going on here? Jack demands in a needle-sharp voice that pierces through the den. When the mayor catches sight of him, his face spins in relief to his grinning side. Jack, look, Jack and Sally are back, everyone. Oh, Jack, maybe you can make some sense of this mess. Excuse me, everyone, Jack says as he smoothly strides through the parted crowd and climbs to the stage. Through this, Luna is silent, observes. Okay, Luna is a silent observer all around. Eyes and pursed mouth. I imagine that she's only ever written stories about things that go bump in the night, and now they're standing next to her. As much as I don't want her to leave her side, I have to trust her good sense. I place my hand on her shoulder of her checkered pajamas and say, I'd better see if Jack needs help. Stay back here with the clown. He might look frightening, but he's just a silly old softy. He'll be okay. He's the clown with the tearaway face. Here in a flash, it fell out a trace. Luna's silk head bobs as she turns towards the clown with the tearaway face. Her eyes widen further. The clown gives her his squeaky nose a friendly honk. Okay, yeah, the clown gives his squeaky nose a friendly honk. Biting her lip, she hesitantly waves back, feeling... Oh my god, this is a horrible idea. Feeling confident that the clown will watch over her, I head to the front of the meeting room, shimmering awkwardly around the melting man's pet turtle on the floor. I'm still a few paces from the stage when Jack raises his broomstick hands. Silence, everyone. We'll get to the bottom of this, but first I need to know precisely what happened. The mayor's face twirls back into a pale terror as he grips the corners of his towering podium to keep from falling off his stool. He wails, Jack, that's ghastly. This pilgrim, baked all our pumpkins into pies. In the front row, the corpse kid burst into tears, shocked, standing beside him, elbowing him in the ribs, and orders in her sing-song voice, Oh, can it really? Oh, can it really? Can it? Yeah, oh, can it? Oh, can it already? Blech. I need my hands together as I blink up at the poor visiting pilgrim who is quaking in his buckled shoes. Oh no, this is all my fault. I was the one who pushed for more interactions between the holiday towns, and now I've made a mess of everything. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation, Jack says, patiently to the crowd. All the pumpkins, you say? Yes, every last one, the mayor cries. And with Halloween only 2 weeks away, the Wolfman bares his canine fangs at the pilgrim, whose face turns sickly green. That's it. I can't let this poor Thanksgiving man melt into a... I just dropped my book. Shit. Mortified puddle on stage. Tapping my chin, I stride up the staircase. Wait, I call out, outstretched hands as I move to stand behind Jack and the mayor. I'm sure this is all just a misunderstanding. Halloween Town and Thanksgiving share a season, which means we aren't all that different. Has anyone given our visitor a chance to explain? The crowd is silent except for a shuffling pause and the rattle of hides change. The mayor's mouth angles into a deep frown. I turn to the pilgrim. What is your name? Pilgrim Pete. Please don't be frightened, Pilgrim Pete. No one here will harm you. Speak for yourself, the wolfman growls under his breath. The Harlequin demon giggles menacingly. Yeah, I might bake him into a pie. Pie, pie, pie. Lock, shock, and barrel chant in unison. I dig my cloth fingers against my forehead, swallowing a groan. Please go ahead, I say to the pilgrim. He removes his hat and holds it by the brim at his waist. I was only trying to prepare a treat for you all. In my town, sharing a meal is tradition. I don't know your town used pumpkins for anything other than baking. Until today, I didn't even know what jack-o'-lanterns was. See, I say, facing the row of chairs, he was trying to do something nice, that's all. Confused muttering ripples through the crowd. The witch sisters garble while trading shifty looks with a pout. The Harlequin demon sniffs his... Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I completely misunderstood that. The Harlequin demon stuffs his knife and fork into his pocket and tugs off his napkin around his neck. Jack gives me an encouraging nod. Go on. Yeah. Jack gives me an encouraging nod. Go on, Sally. Okay. Jack gives me... I face the audience as I remind myself that I am the queen, and the queens are... Except... God dang it. Queens are excellent problem solvers. Agree to disagree on that one. We can turn this misunderstanding into a good thing, I declare. I can use the spell to grow new pumpkins in time for Halloween. And today, thanks to our new friend from Thanksgiving Town, we will have dozens of delicious pies for a feast to celebrate both our up-and-coming holidays. In fact, this is the perfect way to announce that we're starting a new initiative to bring our realms even closer, flashing a smile as broad as a crescent moon. I motion towards the back of the room. I'm going to pause right there for a second because I've had jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pie before. All you do is get pumpkin pie and you draw a jack-o'-lantern face on there with custard or whatever cream you want to use. They're absolutely delicious. I know, I'm fat, don't mind me. I continue. We have a visitor all the way from Dreamtown. Luna Slumberly has agreed to be my spell apprentice. I'd like to extend our invitations to Thanksgiving and all the other towns to send their own delegates here for a week before Halloween for the exhibition to learn about our holiday. This way, we'll have no more mistaking jack-o'-lanterns for pies, filling, or pie filling, or bunnies eating St. Patrick's Day shamrocks, or fireworks waking up Dreamtown sleepers. I've slept through fireworks before. It's not that hard. Of course, when I do sleep. More visitors, the Wolfman grumbles. Will they ruin the corn harvests too? The old vampire brothers step towards raising one long finger. Is it wise to have meddling strangers poking around our town so close to Halloween? Think of the havoc one of the middle vampire brothers said. The mayhem, the younger vampire brother added. And don't forget what happened when Jack tried to mingle Halloween with Christmas. One of the witch sisters pointed out with a chuckle. Now that was a disaster. Wait, everyone please. I raise my hand to silence the stirring discontent among the crowd. My stomach flip-flops as I remind myself that I am the queen here. They're supposed to listen to me. Pointing to the Wolfman, I say, you don't even like corn. You only eat meat. He scratches his chin, considering this. Then I point to the vampire brother, meddling, havoc, mayhem. Why, that sounds like a devilish good time to me. The vampire brothers, I don't know that word, begrudgingly agree that I have a point. Finally, I turn to the witch sisters, and Jack's adventures in Christmas Town may have caused some trouble, but the result was our first snowfall in Halloween Town. Friendship with Sandy Claus, and even ridding the town of Oogie Boogie. The murmuring throughout the crowd rise and fall as the townspeople debate the merits of my argument. Well, I for one believe this is an excellent idea. The mayor pronounces from his happier of his two faces, then holds up his megaphone to his lips to bellow, I fully endorse our Pumpkin Queen's new initiative. My smile widens as the town residents Uncertain chatter rolls into excitement about the Halloween exhibition. I won them over, not an easy feat. The Witch Sisters are already debating if they should perform a scaring or transmutation demonstration for the delegates, as if they never objected in the first place. Thanksgiving would be honored to send an ambassador, Pilgrim Pete said, as he sets his buckled hat back on his honey-colored curls. And now that we've cleared things up, you all simply must try this pie. Seriously, jack-o'-lantern pie? As the townspeople fawn over the town hall to... Okay, here we go. As the town people funnel out of town hall to sample fat slices of our visitors' baked goods, relief weighs down on my shoulder like a settling grave. The stitches holding on my jaw feel looser. The needling pinpricks of worry down my spine are gone. I link my arm with Luna. I'm gonna have fun editing that out in post. Thank God you guys actually can't see what I'm doing right now. I link my arm with Luna's as we join the hungry crowd. My mouth already watering from the aroma of cinnamon and clover. Grinning, I say to her, we have our work to do to get ready for the exhibition. But first, pie. Always good. Luna and I spent the following days in a whirlwind of preparations for the up-and-coming exhibition. She's eager as a child in a candy store, buzzing with surging energy. At my side, we chop and dry and grind herbs from Dr. Finkelstein's garden until every inch of the patchwork dress smells like a hodgepodge? I think that's the word, hodgepodge. Yeah, hodgepodge pantry. We sink knee deep into the swamp. Laughter at the inky muck caught on our limbs to catch toads. Luna spend long hours poring over the spells in my spellbook, whose names stumble across her fabric tongue. Belladonna's Revenge, she reads Toad's Thorn Tonic, The Rumbling Trapdoor. Those all sound more like titles from my parents' bedtime stories than spells. I drop an owl feather to fly. I drop an owl feather, a frayed length of rope, and a cup of dried forget-me-nots into my cauldron and give it a stir. From the conservation we had with Greta and Albert, it sounds like you're planning to Conversation. Oh God, I'm stupid. The conversation we had. Damn it, I'm stupid. With Albert and Gretel, it sounds like you're planning to follow in your parents' footsteps and become an author too. She barely looks up from the spellbook. Oh yes. I ask softly, so that's your dream. I ask softly, is that your dream? Luna wrinkles her fabric nose as though she doesn't understand the question. It's my family business. Of course, I was just thinking about how when you won the lullaby writing contest, you asked to shadow my parents instead of an award related to writing. Her cheek patches darken. She flips a page in the spellbook, keeping her eyes down. Like I told my parents that I was that like I told my parents that was so I could write more accurately about rulers and bedtime stories. There was there was your library too. I prompt gently, not pushing too hard. About the baker's apprentice who wanted to be queen, I thought that perhaps, like the baker, you might be interested in leading one day. Her hands still on the page, though Luna was lucky more to have a more fortunate childhood than I did. It doesn't mean she isn't without her own challenges. Her parents love her, but they push her to follow in their footsteps, and the more I see her curiosity about the world blooms, the more I wonder if she'd rather be the main character of her own story instead of writing someone else's. We're all the main characters of our own stories. I don't know. She slides off her stool and peeks into the cauldron, pinching her nose against the reek of frog's breath. You're a queen, and you're a queen, and you still have to deal with this smell. For an author, the stake, the stink stays on the page. She grins teasingly, and we both laugh into giggles. Luna is still young, and she has a long time to figure out what her heart wants. I just hope that by showing her the world outside of the one designed for her, I can help her feel free to make her own choice. As the days pass, it's wonderful to see my dream of the exhibition come together piece by piece into a beautiful whole. And yet there are times I still worry about loose threads, flaying hymns, and I feel overwhelmed by by all of these. There is that I still feel overwhelmed by all there is to do and how little time we have to do. Jack might have had a point that holding an exhibition just a week before Halloween would be challenging, and yet how can I abandon my initiative now? The Witch Sisters have been rehearsing their demonstration diligently after much debate. They decided they would perform an enlargement spell. Behemoth has already stuck up back fists. Oh yeah, hang on, strung up black satin welcome banners in on the town gates, and Jack has taken so much time away from his Halloween preparations to patiently listen to me rattle off my fears each evening. Maybe I'm not the best person to run the exhibition, I say to him tonight. Writhing my cotton hands. I've never been, never, I've never even been to the human world on Halloween. I've always stayed behind while you lead the procession. I can't help knowing at the inside of my cheek as I remember Dr. Finkelstein's order for me to stay in his residence every Halloween. Sighing, I add, there's never been any point in me going anyway. I'm not scary. Not scary, Jack counters, his jaw dropped into a frown. I pace across our bedroom's spider silk rug. Well, naturally, I'm a ragdoll, meant to comfort children. Certainly, it's not to give them nightmares. My darling, being scary isn't about having green scales or pointed teeth. Why you could be the most angelic being around, there's still illicit screams. Here, let me show you how it's done. He steps back into our bedroom shadows where the moonlight falls halfway on his skull. Play with light and shadow, he says, stretching his jaw into a grin that would look cheerful under normal light, but in the half shadow leads a sinister air. Then use your surroundings, he advises as he sweeps towards the fireplace with his pointed black boots and nudged a burning log which shoots out sparkles around him, the crackling and pop. I squeeze my hands together at my chest, muttering, ooh. At the impressive display, he takes both my hands in his, holding them against his cage, against the cage of his ribs, letting me feel the pulse of his undead heart. He captures my gaze and says, lastly, understand why you are scared. Lastly, understand why you are scared. Before I can think on the question, he draws me forward until our lips connect. And when he cups my chin with his bony, smooth palms, I feel a spark jumping between us, like the ones dancing up towards the ceiling from the log in the fireplace. His hand fits against the curves of my back, and love for him trumps through me, where I gently pull back. I gaze up through my lashes and playfully tease, what does kissing have to do with being scared? Nothing at all, he murmurs, then winks, but I certainly understand why I did it. God damn it, I love this. I love that. Laughing, I capture his face between my linen hands and kiss him again. In just a few weeks, he reassures me the exhibition will be over, Halloween Town will have come and gone, and you and I will be searching the unknown doorways for one that leads to our two-hump camel adventure. My eyes twitch. Oh, of course. His head tilts in concern. Do you still want to go on our adventure, don't you? You still want to go on our adventure, don't you? He smacks his bony palm on his skull. Sally, oh Jack, catching puffballs was just a game. Here I was taking it seriously. No, I'm quick to brush my thumb against his cheek to reassure him. No, I want to go on our adventure, of course I do. I stand tiptoed and press a kiss onto the top of his bowed skull. Despite my insistence, however, doubts still worm through my head as Luna and I brew vats of Mudworth tea, set up mass displays, and secure the speakers. My parents were right about her. She's clever and hardworking, though self-confident. About the dark seams crisscross on her face. Is this what it feels like to have a little sister always blinking those saucer eyes at me behind her curtain of hair, watching my every move like I hung the moon? I can't disappoint her by revealing I'm having doubts. It's time to make a stew. I reassure myself you can always stretch it further. Oh boy. So I ignore the worries that gnaw like bed bugs at my insides as I flounce down onto our black and white striped sofa with Luna and open my spell book so it's yellowing pages spam both our laps. Have you decided which spell you'll cast for the exhibition? Luna asked. I say as I flip through the pages. These Fletchfoot? No, that word is Flutterfoot potion. Which can make children temporarily fly, but that's probably not a good idea with lock, stock, and barrel around. Who knows what mischief they'd get into? Luna giggled behind her fingers as she tapped on the page. Oh, frog haze elixir. We could turn an Eastertown rabbit into a frog. With its permission, of course. Luna's fabric nose wrinkles as she scrunches up. How would they deliver Easter baskets? Frogs can hop like rabbits. Yeah, frogs can hop like rabbits. I wouldn't want to be a frog. Luna flips through several pages before her eyes light up at the drawing of a shooting star like the ones embroidered on her pajama pockets. What's this spell? I smile warmly as I run my fingers over the familiar recipe. It's a potion recipe for a sweet dream tonic. I haven't had an occasion to use it since we rarely need happy dreams on Halloween, but I've always wanted to try it. Oh, please, Sally, will you do it? Luna's face shines as bright and round as a full moon. For once, she isn't hiding behind her curtain of dark locks. Her bookishness disappears when it's just the two of us. The sweet dream tonic will be a tricky spell to demonstrate on stage, but how could I possibly say no to a potion that is so suited to a ragdoll from Dreamtown? Of course, I say with a smile and reach out to straighten the twisted collar of her black and white checkered pajamas. The sweet dream tonic it will be, and we can't add some lines to the spell for sleep talking so that our dreamer describes all the wonderful things she experiences in the dream to the audience. Let's see, we'll need an ounce of lavender extract, 2 pinches of black sand, 4 pounds of moth's wings, and a stick of lycanthus? Lycanthus. Licorice root. Can I help you gather the supplies? Luna pipes up eagerly. I can even try my hand at writing a new potent of the spell. Portion of the spell. An idea tickles my mind like dancing spider feet. I want nothing more than for Luna to have the choice. Says that I never did, for her interests beyond what her parents have set for her, to be encouraged and cultivate like a night blooming cereus that will bloom into something magnificent. And what are her interests? She asked to shadow the governor. She wrote a lullaby about a girl longing to be queen. Whether she knows it or not, I think Luna might yearn to lead one day. I have a different idea, I say, with a sly wink. How about we practice the spell together a few times, and then you take the lead at the exhibition. Take the lead. Her lips part in wonder. The stars that bloom in her eyes light up, and my heart more than the ones overhead even could. But then her excitement quickly fades. Oh, I don't know. Her hands clasped together at her chest. Me do magic. I'm supposed to write about spellcasters, not be one. I close the book and press it into her hands. Time for you to step off the pages, Luna, and into the world. Her fabric face pales, then her fingers coil around the book. She gives me a brave smile. Over the next few days, we gather the ingredients and practice again and again until I'm confident Luna has mastered the tonic recipe. She pins the spell sleeping talk addendum, and it's no surprise to me that the rhyme is eloquent and effective eloquent and effective. Our last order of business is to send invitations to each of the realms. We summon messenger crows with offering shiny what? Shiny thimbles, then borrowed Jack's quill to write the letter. As the crows vanish towards the horizon, off to their towns, Luna's lips purse. You've already been to the other worlds, she asks in a hummed whisper. I've been to 6 other holiday towns, the human world too. Well, naturally, she says offhandedly, every Halloween. I pause. Actually, I visited the human world on my own a few days before Halloween last year. I've never been to the human world on Halloween. I've always stayed behind to tend to the town's needs while everyone is away. I'm sure you'll understand. We ragdolls, we aren't meant to be scary. She tucks a strand of inky black yarn behind her ear. Oh well, I still can't imagine all of you saw out. Oh well, I still can't imagine all you saw out there with your own eyes. She's only read yeah, she's only read about other worlds in the lullaby libraries, though to her I must seem like an adventurer straight out of a fairy tale. A chuckle rolls off my lips. I saw so much, but haven't seen everything. There are countless doors in the hinterland that no one has explored yet. Her eyes, oh, sorry. Her wide, glossy eyes reflect my own fabric and threaded face. Where do all the doors lead? I shake my head as I hold my hands palm. Yeah. I shake my head as I hold my hands palm up. No, no one knows. Once the busy Halloween season is over, Jack and I plan to explore them. Luna looks over her shoulder at the shrinking outline of the crows against the swollen moon and whispers dreamily, I wonder what it would be like to visit so many unknown realms. A bedtime story comes true, don't you think? I twist my thoughts. Someone is using my legs as pincushions. The way Luna describes traveling to different worlds so sounds so idyllic. I had I've had grand times exploring the other holiday towns with Jack, and I adore the new friends I've made, but a part of me will always be more comfortable cozying up at home with purring cats on my lap and a cup of lavender tea for so long. Home was my cold little cell in Dr. Finkelstein's residence with its barred window and okay, barred window and sagging mattress. It was always grim despite my attempts to dress it up with dry flowers and colorful grass bottles dredged from the swamp. Later, of course, I learned my home realm was actually filled with cozy quilts and well-loved stories in Dreamtown, but it's that cozy childhood room, still me. Now my home is with Jack, and I can't imagine any place I'd rather be than bundled under winter blankets with no responsibility other than tickling each other until we explode into giggles. I'm sure that's what they're doing. PG 13 kids. It's gotta be kid friendly. And yet, how can all of these places be home? Isn't home just one place? If I can't sort myself into just one, does it mean none of them are? None of them are. Home is where the heart is. That's wherever the heart may lead. I don't know, I murmur in a voice like falling leaves as I toy with my bony white wedding ring. Sometimes I just want to find one place I belong and stay there forever. Luna cocks her head towards me like an owl, a flush strain on my cheek, but before I can change my expression, she blinks at midnight lashes and asks very sincerely, if you don't feel like you belong anywhere, you don't feel like you belong anywhere, I guess, I guess not. I say simply. My heart squeezes like it's captured in invisible fists. I must not be as impervious to Dr. Finkelstein's words as I'd like sometimes, but I wish I was made up of all tough bone like Jack, watertight against the bleakest night. But I'm not. I'm cloth and thread, harsh words sunk right down to my center. You don't belong anywhere, Sally. You'll always be lost. Before the memory of Dr. Finkelstein's voice cuts through my core, Luna takes my hands in hers, cloth against cloth, and her hands is made of the same material as mine, yet it feels the slightest bit firmest. Then maybe, Luna said with wide eyes, what the sincerity, that means you belong everywhere. That is the end of chapter 4. We'll be picking up on chapter 5 later. Thank you for listening. I gotta get my butt to bed.
Farewell,